Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss about the reaction turbines. In our last video lectures, we have discussed about the layout of hydroelectric power plant and the classification of hydraulic turbines based on different factors, and we have discussed some problems on the design of Pelton wheel. The design of Pelton wheel is very important, and we are having only one example for impulse turbine is Pelton wheel. So coming to the reaction turbine in which both the kinetic energy and pressure energy are available at the inlet of the turbine, whereas in case of an impulse turbine only kinetic energy will be available at the inlet of the turbine. In case of impulse turbine, the water coming from the penstock with high pressure energy will goes to the nozzle. The pressure energy will be converted into the kinetic energy. In reaction turbine, as the water flows through the runner, the part of pressure energy goes on change into kinetic energy. Thus, the water through the runner is always under the pressure. Next, the type of reaction turbines based on the type of flow through the runner is classified into three types. One is radial flow reaction turbine, mixed flow reaction turbine, and axial flow reaction turbine. The example for radial flow reaction turbine is old Francis turbine. The example for mixed flow reaction turbine, mixed flow means it consists of both radial flow as well as axial flow. At inlet it is having radial, at while leaving it is having axial flow. The example is modern Francis turbine. The example for axial flow reaction turbine is Kaplan turbine and propeller. The tangential flow we have already discussed. Tangential flow exists only in case of an impulse turbine, and the example for impulse turbine is Pelton wheel. Next, coming to the radial flow reaction turbines. In radial flow reaction turbines, based on the direction of flow of water, we have classified into two types. One is inward flow reaction turbine and outward flow reaction turbine. In radial flow reaction turbines, water flows in the radial direction to the runner. The water may flow radially from outwards to inwards, that is towards the axis of rotation, or inwards to outwards. If water flows from the outward to inward, then the turbine is called inward radial flow reaction turbine. The water comes from the outward to inward, that is called inward flow reaction turbine. If the water flows from inward to outward, then the turbine is called outward flow reaction turbine. Remember the difference, this very important point. If water is coming from outward to inward, that is called inward flow reaction turbine. If water is moving from inward to outward, that is called outward flow reaction turbine. So the main parts of reaction turbine are casing, guide mechanism, runner, and a draft tube. In the diagram you can see that this is called spiral casing. This part is called spiral casing. Outer one is called spiral casing. This casing is connected to the penstock. Water from the penstock. Inside the casing we have guide mechanism, that is guide wheel, and we are having runners. These are called runner. Runner is having some number of vanes. Look at the diagram. Look at the diagram carefully. Okay, the spiral, see, this is the direction of water flowing. This is comes under an inward flow reaction turbine because the water is coming from outward to inward. This is the center of the runner, so it is coming from outward to inward. The guide wheel is to see, this guide wheel is to flow, guide the water to fall on the guide blades like this. The water from the spiral casing will comes like this, and it will goes on to the guide wheel, then it will goes to the runner, so that the runner will rotate continuously. Shaft power will be produced at the end of the runner. This guide wheel will support the runner and it will guide the water to flow onto the runner. This is comes under an inward flow reaction turbine. An inward flow turbine having radial discharge at outlet is known as Francis turbine. In our first unit, we have drawn inlet and outlet velocity triangles. In that outlet velocity triangle, we will call that outlet velocity triangle is radial when beta value is 90 degrees. If beta value is 90 degrees, the discharge at outlet is radial. That diagram, inlet and outlet velocity diagrams, we will discuss during the problems. Now look at the diagrams for inward and outward flow reaction turbines. In these diagrams, this is the first one. This comes under, the left one is comes under inward flow reaction turbine. In inward flow reaction turbine, this is guide vanes. Outer ones are guide vanes. Inside you are having runner. This part is called runner. This runner is supported with the guide vanes. So water is coming from outward to guide vane, then guide vane to runner, and it is reaches to the center of the runner, that is shaft of the runner. So this is called, from outward to inward means this is called inward flow reaction turbine. See, water is coming from the outward to inward, this is called inward flow reaction turbine. Here the second diagram represents the outward flow reaction turbine. These are the guide vanes, guide wheels, and this is the runner. Water from the shaft center will goes to the guide vanes, then it goes to the runner. So water is coming from inside to outside, inside to outside. So this is comes under outward flow reaction turbine. In the diagram you can see that runner is at the outer periphery and the guide wheel is inside that one. So left diagram indicates the inward flow reaction turbine and the right diagram represents the outward flow reaction turbine. Here if you look at the diagrams, diameter of the outer diameter of the runner is d1, inner diameter of the runner is called d2. Here inner diameter of the runner is d1, outer diameter is d2. So this is very important notation. d1 and d2 values will change in case of inward flow reaction turbine and outward flow reaction turbine. So be careful with this, because while solving the problems, that is very important. If you take d1 and d2 values wrong, your problem will be definitely wrong. So be careful while taking the d1 and d2 values. d1 is the outer diameter in case of inward flow reaction turbine, whereas in case of outward flow reaction turbine, d1 is internal diameter, d2 is the internal diameter in case of inward flow reaction turbine, whereas d2 is the external diameter in case of outward flow reaction turbine. Please remember this point, that is very important point. Coming to the next one, these are the design factors you must consider for Francis turbine. So first one is velocity of wheel, which remains same, u is equal to u1 is equal to u2 is equal to pi dn by 60, and the work done per second on power is equal to rho a v1 into vw1 u1 plus or minus vw2. av1 is nothing but discharge q, so rho q into vw1 u1 plus or minus vw2 u2. Velocity of wheel is u1 is equal to pi d1 n by 60, u2 is equal to pi d2 n by 60. Discharge q is equal to pi d1 b1 vf1, which is equal to pi d2 p2 vf2. We have discussed this discharge equation in case of centrifugal pumps, that vf1 is called velocity of flow, b1 is width at inlet, b2 is width at outlet, d2 is diameter at exit, d1 is diameter at inlet. vf1 is velocity of flow at inlet, vf2 is velocity of flow at outlet. Remember these points, these are useful while solving the problems. Coming to the axial flow reaction turbine, if water flows parallel to the axis of the shaft is known as axial flow reaction turbine. For axial flow turbine, the shaft of the turbine is vertical, the lower end of the shaft is made larger, is called hub or boss. The vanes are fixed on the hub, hence the hub act as a runner, or the shaft act as a runner. So if you look at the diagram, this is the shaft, and the other end of the shaft made it as a large one, that is called hub. Over the hub, some vanes are fixed, 1 2 3 4. Some vanes are fixed. These vanes are fixed on the hub. It is called as, the entire thing is called as runner in case of axial flow reaction turbine. There are two types of axial flow turbines. One is propeller turbine, another one is Kaplan turbine. This propeller and Kaplan turbine are classified based on the movement of the vanes. If the vanes are fixed to the hub and they are not adjustable, then the turbine is known as propeller. If the vanes on the hub are adjustable, then the turbine is known as Kaplan turbine. Vanes are adjustable in case of Kaplan turbine. Vanes are not adjustable in case of propeller turbine. The remaining function and the mechanism, everything is same. Only thing is the difference, propeller and Kaplan turbine, is the vanes are adjustable, vanes are not adjustable in case of propeller. Vanes are adjustable in case of Kaplan. Remember this point, this is very important point, you must remember. Actually, these are the diagrams for Kaplan turbine. Kaplan turbine comes under axial flow. This is not Francis, that is Kaplan turbine. By mistake they have written Francis. This is wrong, that is Kaplan. So these are the main parts of Kaplan turbine. There are four main parts in Kaplan turbine. One is scroll casing, second one is guide vane mechanism, third one is hub with vanes or runner on the turbine, and the fourth one is draft tube. Scroll casing, inside which the setup of turbine will be there, and this is the hub, this is the shaft, and this is called hub. These are guide vanes, two guide vanes are there. dB is called diameter of the boss, and d naught is outer diameter. At the end of the exit of the runner, they have connected a draft tube. Draft tube is nothing but it is a pipe of gradually increasing area from top to bottom. This draft tube is connected at the exit of the runner, because in case of reaction turbines, at the inlet the pressure energy will be converted into the kinetic energy. That entire kinetic energy will goes to the exit of the runner. That kinetic energy will go waste if there will be no draft tube. To convert the kinetic energy into useful pressure energy, the draft tube can be used, so that the water which is leaving from the runner can be reaches to the atmospheric pressure head. Generally it is at the exit of the runner, the pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure head. To get the pressure into atmospheric pressure head, the draft tube is used. In next slide we are going to discuss about the draft tube. So these are the design parameters for Kaplan turbine. The velocity of wheel remains same, u1 is equal to u2, which is equal to pi dm n by 60, where dm is nothing but mean diameter, which is a sum of average of diameter of outer diameter as well as boss diameter. Work done per second is equal to rho a v1 into vw1 plus vw2 into u, or rho q into vw1 plus vw2 into u. Velocity of flow at inlet and outlet are equal. Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Discharge Q is equal to pi by 4 into d naught square minus dB square into Vf1. Flow rate is equal to Vf1 by square root of 2gh. So this is the diagram for Kaplan turbine. Q is equal to pi by 4 d naught square minus dB square into Vf. This is very important expression you have to remember. Now this is design of Kaplan turbine. Draft tube. Coming to the draft tube, already we have discussed. The water after working on the turbine imparts its energy to the vanes and runner, thereby reducing its pressure less than the atmospheric pressure. As the water flows from higher pressure to lower pressure, it cannot come out of the turbine. Hence, a divergent tube is connected to the end of the turbine. Draft tube is a divergent tube, one end of which is connected to the outlet of the turbine, and the other end is immersed well below the tail race, that is immersed in the water level, immersed in the water. The major function of the draft tube is to increase the pressure from the inlet to outlet of the draft tube as it flows through it, and hence increase it more than atmospheric pressure. The other function is to safely discharge the water that has worked on the turbine to tail race. It's a very important definition. Draft tube definition is very important. Please try to remember this. And this is a draft tube fitted to the turbine. This is a diagram. Please look at the diagram. This is a draft tube connected at the end of the turbine. So these are the various types of draft tubes. One is straight type, second one is simple elbow type, third one is elbow type with varying cross section. Coming to the surge tanks is a device introduced within hydropower water conveyance system. So from the between reservoir and a turbine, penstocks will be there. Inside the penstocks, sometimes pressure variation may be there. Pressure variation will present, that is depends on the valve opening or closing. To avoid damage of penstocks, the surge tanks will be inserted in the penstocks, that is hydropower water conveyance system, having a rather long pressure conduit to absorb the excess pressure rise in case of sudden valve closure. If the valve closes, the water carrying from reservoir to turbine, inside the penstock, the pressure will be raised. The excess pressure will be stored into the surge tank. The surge tank is located between the almost horizontal or slightly inclined conduit and steeply sloping penstock, and is designed as a chamber excavated in the mountain. Some water will go to the surge tank if the pressure is increased. It also acts as a small storage from which water may be supplied in case of a sudden valve opening of the turbine. If valve is open, the water will be lost. That water can be replaced with the water from the surge tank. In case of a sudden opening of turbine valve, there are chances of penstocks collapse due to a negative pressure generation. If there is no surge tank, there will be definitely a negative pressure generation. So to avoid that negative pressure, we are using the surge tank. In the diagram, you can see that is arranged between the reservoir and turbine connected to a penstock. This is the excess water stored inside the surge tank based on the valve opening, based on the requirement. If the inside pressure is very less, then the water from the surge tank will be connected to the penstock. If excess pressure is there inside the penstock, then some water will goes to the surge tank. So this is about the surge tank. In next lecture, we will discuss about the problems on Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine, radial flow reaction turbines, inward flow reaction turbine, as well as outward flow reaction turbine. Thank you.